Hey everyone, in one of my previous videos, I shared with you something that I learned in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. So what good does it make if I told you about the 10% but I don't actually show it to you? So I actually want to show it to you as a math teacher that this is actually something that I showed my kids. So let's start before I go over this with you again. Let's reflect a little bit on 95% of the population versus 5% of the population. The reality is that 95% of the population spend 100% of their money, and that's the money that they either get by earning it in a job or some kind of welfare, some kind of gift, or some kind of allowance. We as people don't learn what to do with our money. All we know of is to spend it all in our needs and our wants. And the sad part about that is that that's why 95% of the population are broke, living paycheck through paycheck, right? But then we have 5% of the population which don't spend all their money. They actually save some of that money, and most importantly, they invest that money, right? Because what good is it if you just have it in a bank sitting there and it's not growing? What good is it if you have it in a shoebox under your bed and it's not growing, right? So that's why only about 5% of the population is financially independent. So something that I learned in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is how you save your money so you can invest it. The way I heard about this book was from an audio that I heard from Jim Rohn, who read the book, became a millionaire when he was 31 years old. And I actually want to share a little bit of what he brought up that I didn't see it in the book, but I thought it was useful and I want to share with you. So in The Richest Man in Babylon, the king goes out for the richest man in Babylon and says, can you teach all the people how to become rich like yourself? So basically this is a rule that he teaches, that I actually made the math on the minimum money, not all the money that I've earned all my life, but I did the math. If I would have followed this formula since day one of when I started receiving money from, again, allowances, work, and all that, I actually made the calculations. I'm going to share this with you on the next video, how I missed my opportunity to becoming a millionaire before I was 25 years old because I didn't know this formula. So here goes the formula. The book says that you must save 10% of each dollar. So what is 10% of each dollar? So 10% is 10 over 100 of means multiplication in math, 1. So this really means 1 over 1, which means 10 over 100, which 10 hundredths is really just 10 cents. So all it's saying is save 10% of each dollar that you make. So put it away in your shoebox, in the bank, save it, so that one day you have all this money that you can invest, right? So 10% of each dollar, just 10 cents of a dollar, we have to save it. And then to after invest it. That is the key. But we don't even save 10% of each dollar because we spend it all. So now, what happens to the rest of the money? So in The Richest Man of Babylon, it gave examples on how the other 10% with the other 10%, which is 20%, right? You should pay your debts, which I feel that if you have debts, you should be using that 20% to pay debts. However, if you don't have debts, from what I heard from Jim Rohn, and I'm really for this and I love it, 10%, which is another 10 cents of a dollar, should go to some type of organization, nonprofit, hospital, church, some kind of group that you can make a donation to. So I really like that part. And then 10 other percent, which is also just 10 cents of each dollar, you should use that to give something to help others. So for example, just buying your mom something, not because it's her birthday, not because it's a holiday, because you're just grateful and you just appreciate the fact that she's always taking care of you. Or just someone that you just want to buy them a little something or give them a little something just of gratitude for just saying thank you for the person that you are. You do make this a better world, right? So that's your 10 other percent that you should give and help, which means how much is left, my people? What's left is 70%, which this is the amount that you should be spending for all your needs, and then if possible, when you have enough, for all your wants, right? Because needs are essential. It's something that we actually need to live, like shelter, water, food, clothes. But your wants, a Gucci bag, a Armani sweater, that's not a need, right? So if you don't have enough for your wants with the 70%, don't come touching none of this, right? Because then if you don't save some of this, how much money are you ever gonna have? Nothing. If you don't give, I mean, that's really what fulfills a person. That's what should fulfill a person when you give, right? Because the more you give, the more karma, God, the universe is going to take care of you and give you more. So you got to make it with just 70% of whatever it is that you earn or you get or you receive as a gift, as an allowance, as income from a job. 70% is what you should be spending. And this is the formula that the richest man in Babylon, Jim, has used. I'm applying to my life, and I'm actually teaching my students because I definitely do not want to be, and don't want none of you guys to be, in this red zone, right? Broke. I asked my mom, she's about to turn 59. I'm like, how much money do you have saved? Like, nothing. But she could not even retire if she wanted to. Because we don't learn this, we don't know this information, and it's so crucial and important. Don't just save, invest. Either in a financial investment company or in a business and something that you know, you have a plan, you have a vision, you have everything necessary to know that you're gonna get more in return. So this is a formula, my people. Let's follow it. You can start putting away your 10% of every dollar. So 10% of every dollar is 10 cents. So for every $5, you put away 50 cents. So a shortcut to this, all you need to do is multiply 0.1 to the amount that you make, so you know what is your 10%. Okay? Your girl Lala saying, I hope this was helpful. I know I went a little too much. You have more questions? Shoot me the questions. I'll do you another video.